Hey everybody, it's Savannah Taylor, the Gardenista, your kitchen garden coach. And as we wind down to the last few weeks of spring, you guys, I know it went by so fast. I've had so much fun with you all, by the way. But as we wind down to the last few weeks of spring, I wanted to follow up with some of the things that are just about ready to be done, okay? Because the weather is getting warmer and it's going to be time to start planting for summer. Yay! So I will be going over some of the things that you should get in the soil for summer. I got my little list here because I didn't want to forget anything, because I hate when I shoot something and I'm like, oh, I forgot to mention this. And some of you guys will remind me, but I got my list this time. Okay. And also, if I do forget to mention something that you're interested in growing, don't be afraid to comment down below. Let me know. And I'm usually really good about getting back to you guys. Okay. All right. So the first thing that I want to follow up on is, if you remember, for my winter garden, I showed you all these wonderful herb pots that you can also do indoor gardening with. Some of you really love the indoor gardening series, and I hope it was very helpful, because it was kind of like, no excuses. If you really want to grow food indoors, you can. And so I have these pots, and in this particular one, there were some other things, but this is the last one. So in this one, and I'm going to have a really transparent moment here. I put this in the window and I forgot. I forgot about it because I had harvested. These are radishes, by the way. There were radishes in here, and one of them finished early, so I pulled it, put it back in the window, and forgot. But guess what? It kept on growing, okay? So I'm going to bring this up close and let you see. Now, of course, this is a small garden box. It's not, teeny tiny, but it's big enough. So, and this was the first time that I've grown radishes in here. So the first one that came out was pretty sizable. These ones are kind of small, but I still want to show you how it came out. Okay, I'm going to come up close. Okay, I hope I'm getting this in the camera. Okay. All right, let me back up a little bit. But let's go ahead and we'll pull this one. There is 1, 2, 3 in here. Okay. All right. Want. Nothing came of that one. Okay. So that was a bust. Okay. So let's go for this one. Okay. This is a little teeny tiny one. Look at that. Okay. It's still a radish though. All right. And mind you, I really didn't give this a lot of nutrients. Like I said, I forgot about it. Okay. Here's one. See how this one came out. Ooh wee. All right. Okay, that's a nice little sizable radish, right? Okay. All right, so that's the herb boxes. And again, these come several in a pack. Very inexpensive way to grow things. I've grown arugula in here. I've grown carrots in here. And here's the radishes. And I'll keep you guys posted on whatever else I decide to grow in here next. But I love these. These are just wonderful. Indoor gardening, window gardening, all of that. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so the next thing is, I'm going to go ahead, and I know you guys see these beautiful onions here. And as you can see, some of them are forming these bulbs at the top because they're getting ready to go to seed. All right. They're getting ready. They're bolted. All right. Now you can still eat these, no problem. They're still just as tasty. And I'm going to look at this big long sucker right here. Good Lord. Look at that. I'm going to just let these onions go and go and go until they don't go no more. All right. Now, I don't think they're going to do as well in the heat, but hey, let's just see what they do. And they're kind of over in this section over here where the sun doesn't necessarily beam down here, but they get a good amount of sun. But I don't think, hopefully, I don't think it'll be too much where it burns them up. Okay, but for those of you who missed my video on regrowing onions, these are all kitchen scraps. Kitchen scraps, and this is about the I'm not even exaggerating, you guys. I think this is about the 15th time that I've come out here and I've clipped fresh onions. I'm telling you, it's wonderful. All of these are kitchen scraps. Okay. So if you missed any of those videos, I'll put a link down below, and these smell so good. Oh my goodness. I smell omelets. Oh, they smell so good. Okay. So, but that's the onions. So I also have here some beets, and you guys have seen me pull up enough beets, but just know that these are really looking good. So, okay, we got a little one here. Okay. And I'm still gonna just pull these up because like I said, the weather's getting warmer. They're gonna bolt pretty soon. So I'm not gonna be planting anymore. Okay. I'm not gonna be planting any more beets because the weather's getting too warm. But these are shouldering when you see them rise above the soil a little bit. Okay. These are shouldering, so they're ready to go. And aren't these leaves just so beautiful? I wish I could grow them as a plant, but that's not going to work. But they're just so beautiful. The colors. Oh, I love beets. Now, I don't necessarily love eating beets. My husband is the juicer, so I really grow these for him. So, but aren't these beautiful? Okay, so that's a nice little harvest. And if you've seen any of my other videos, I had beets all along the fence. I've harvested a ton of beets. Okay. So we've got some beets, we've got some onions, and also, and then we've got the radishes. Now, I'm going to also show you, I have some celery that I started as kitchen scraps. This was one of my kitchen scrap series vegetables. And man, oh man, oh man, they have just come in beautifully. So I'm going to move over here and I'm going to show you how I clip these. And there's a nice little surprise about growing celery that I think you're really going to love. It's getting too hot to replant it. Celery is a cool weather crop, but this is just FYI for next season for you guys. Okay, so the great thing about celery, these are all kitchen scraps here, both this pot and the one that I have over there. Now, the great thing about celery is that they are cut and come again. So even though these are kitchen scraps, I am just clipping off what I'll be using, and the rest can be used or saved rather. Nip that one a little bit, so let me get that one. The rest can be saved so that they stay crisp. Because you know, when you put celery in the refrigerator, if you leave it in there too long, it can get kind of limp and whatever. But this way, you just clip off what you need, and the rest can stay there for the next time. Okay, so look at that. We've got our lovely celery, okay, that we can add to our little harvest right here. And this is, this again is why I stress, this is kitchen gardening. This is just enough for me, my family. I'm not trying to do a community garden here. Now, I am for community gardens. And by the way, if you do a community garden, please mention down below that you do, because I would love to talk to you. I love community gardens. But this is for those of you who just want to start a little small garden, a little small kitchen garden. Take back, come out, get your food, prepare it, and have fresh organic food with no pesticides, no chemicals, none of that. I'm going to do a video pretty soon again and talk about the difference between the organic food that you grow in your own kitchen garden and the organic produce that you get in the store, because not all organic produce is grown the same way. And that's, like I said, that's a whole other video. I'm also going to talk about the difference in the nutritional value in your foods, because like I said, I've said before many times, yes, sometimes the food that you grow at home might be a little smaller, but it's more nutritious than the big, beautiful ones that you get in the store that are grown with things to make them grow bigger, faster, and pest resistant and everything. Okay. But like I said, that's a whole other video. But other than that, like I said, we've got some radishes, we've got our onions, we've got beets, we've got, so this is quite a bit of stuff right here. And these beet tops, as some of you already know, these are edible as well. You can put these in salad, you can saute them in olive oil and all that kind of stuff. Okay. All right. So let's talk about what it's time to get in the soil for summer. All right. Now I have my list. Let me get it out here so I don't forget. And I have actually, if you follow me, I have some of these things already in the soil. So you want to start getting your melons in the soil. Now is the time. And again, I will have links below to how to get your seeds started. I've got a fun way. The kids will love it. It's really fun how to get your melons started. Also, sweet potatoes. If some of you saw in my plant bed here, I've got some starter sweet potatoes ready to go. Now, this is not sweet potatoes that I'm going to harvest. This is the beginning of a process. So don't be like, hi, she gonna put sweet potatoes in the ground like that? How's that? No, this is not what you think it is. If you're not familiar with growing sweet potatoes, you need to watch that video, because this is the beginning of the process for sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes do not like cold weather. So if it's still cold where you are, start it indoors, okay? Sweet potatoes will do nothing in frost and snow, okay? I'm gonna tell you that right now. All right. Something else that you need to get in: zucchini. I just shot a video on zucchini, growing zucchini. Love, love warm weather. String beans. I have some string beans, several string beans that I've started. So I have a video on that. String beans are also another thing that you want to get in the soil, because they do thrive in warm weather. I tried doing it in cold weather, didn't work. Trust me. Okay, bell peppers, and basically peppers, warm weather crop. All right. So you want to get your peppers in the soil. I'm actually going to start a jalapeno plant to add to my salsa bed. I don't know if you saw that video, but I started a salsa bed, and I'm going to actually start another salsa bed. Be sure and catch that video with garlic and onions and tomatoes. And I'm going to add, like I said, jalapeno peppers. Woo, I can't wait. I can't wait. Okay. Your yellow squash, also you want to start. I will be posting a video on yellow squash. Definitely your tomatoes, cucumbers. Now, if lettuce, when it comes to the lettuce, let me just say this. Lettuce is a cool weather vegetable, doesn't do well in hot weather. You might get something, but mine started to bolt, because if some of you kind of follow me, you don't see my lettuce around. I had to pull it up because it started to bolt. But there is a particular lettuce that does well in warm weather, and that's Swiss chard. So I will be getting some Swiss chard in the soil as well. Eggplant, corn. Now, corn, for those of you who are beginner gardeners, I'm going to post a video about corn. Corn's a little tricky. There's a pollination strategy that you have to use with corn. So just stay tuned for that. Okay. And that's it, you guys. Anything else that you're interested in growing for the summer, comment down below. Let me know. But that's all that I'm going to be doing. All right. And I think that's enough. Okay. All right. So other than that, guys, this is why kitchen gardens matter. If you still need to get your supplies and gardening soil or whatever you need to get started for summer, maybe you weren't able to get on board for spring and winter, but you're ready to get on board for summer, you can get all of your supplies in my Amazon store. So be sure and check that out. And this is why kitchen gardens matter, you guys. So I will catch you next time when we grow something else. All right. Bye-bye.